Hey guys, let's talk about the healing properties of selenite. So I got this big beauty as well as a second matching one a couple months ago. And I've been loving my selenite and I've been keeping it under my pyramid. So the energy of selenite, I want to talk to you guys about from the perspective of experience, not from the perspective of reading it in a book. So by putting the selenite under a pyramid, what I have done is basically taken the energetic crystalline structure of the crystal and kind of like broadcast it out and increase the frequency of the crystal because it's in the pyramid. Like that's what pyramids do, okay? So I have created this huge selenite crystal like force field basically in my house. And after a couple days, I was like, wow, I am feeling really clear, like so clear I can't even tell you. And just like all this clarity started coming and insights about things started coming. And so I got on my computer and I started journaling because that's what I intuitively felt like I wanted to do. And I just got massive ideas and downloads about all these things that I've been thinking about and hadn't been able to sort out in my reality. And I suddenly realized that it was the selenite crystal that was doing it for me, and having it in this pyramid was creating this massive like force field of clarity, which was great. So being in the energy of this crystal, I felt like it separated all of my thoughts into feelings almost into different stratas, right? So you know when you have like Italian salad dressing, how it's all mixed together? And you have to shake it to mix it together. But you know how if you just like let the salad dressing sit long enough, it'll separate. So it'll separate into the water, the vinegar, and then the oil on top. I felt like this selenite energy took my thoughts, my feelings, and the energy of my spirit and separated it into different stratas so that I could see it very, very clearly. So suddenly in my journaling, I was able to see the things that my ego was thinking, which would be basically the oil in my metaphor here. And then I was able to feel in my body, like how my body felt about the subject and how much anger and resistance like was like in my emotional body, like locked in my cells about the subject I was journaling on, right? Which would be representative of the oil in my example here. And then under that was the water. And the water felt like my spirit, like what my spirit felt about it and deeply desired and so forth. And being able to just take all this jumble of thoughts and feelings, emotions, and like all this stuff and just be like, oh, wait a minute, my ego thinks this. Oh, wait, this resistance is trapped in my body. But oh, my spirit actually feels this. It was so freaking helpful. I can't even tell you. So my definition of alignment is when your thoughts are the same as your feelings, which is the same as what your spirit deeply desires, right? Your heart space, your soul, your higher self, your future self, your spirit, okay? I use all those things for the same word. I use the same word for all those things, or whatever. So anyways, my point is that when you're feeling congruent and you're feeling lined up on all those different areas, it's very easy for you to take action, it's very easy for you to move forward, and it's very easy for you to get results because you're in alignment. All the aspects and parts of you are in alignment, right? So the selenite really brought forth the clarity, separated things into stratas, allowed me to look at all these different pieces, see what I needed to see about the thing, and then I knew how to move forward and I knew what to do, and I easily and quickly was able to make decisions because I was making them based on like knowing what I needed to know. The information, it was like information was jumbled and then suddenly it was like put in the boxes it needed to be put into, and then I was like, oh, the answer is this, right? So that is what the energy of selenite does. The other thing I felt like it did was it just cleared out my field of just random debris, random thoughts, random things that like weren't mine and were other people's or whatever. And I just felt like I was so clear. And it was, in the beginning, it was mildly unnerving because I mean, I'm used to being pretty aware, but it was such a rush of clarity, right? Because my vibration was learning to be in sync with the energy of the selenite. And it was almost so much clarity, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to take it. So after about 5 or 6 days, I took this selenite out of the pyramid to like turn down the volume of the clarity because it was just so much. But I realize now my vibration has like kind of like leveled out, equaled with the selenite. So I'm in alignment with the selenite. It's not too much, it's not overwhelming anymore. But that is one thing I want to tell you. If you do decide to put like crystals in pyramids like this creates a very large force field. It's a lot of clarity. I do not suggest this for the beginner under any circumstances. Probably not a good idea. It'll be like too much of something, right? It'd be like if you never worked out and you went to the gym and you started to lift 150 pounds on day one, it would just be way too much and overwhelming for you. So I do not suggest that. If you're just getting into crystals, you know, get a smaller one. Get something small, get something pretty that you can wear, something you can put by your bedside table. Allow yourself to like adjust to those different frequencies. And then you can move to bigger ones if you want, and then you can move to putting them in pyramids if you want. But anyway, so that was a story about selenite that I really wanted to tell you guys. It made me very excited. So if you have a small piece of selenite, something that you can do, like if you don't have a pyramid or don't know how to build a pyramid, you can do a shamanic journey into the crystal and talk to the crystal, feel the energies of the crystal, ask the selenite energy to give you insights and answers and clarity on something that you would like to know about. So that's a way to good way to use it if you have like a smaller piece. Just a quick thing about selenite, don't get it wet, it melts, okay? So just a side note, it needs to be dry. Don't make crystal water with selenite by putting the selenite in the water because it will dissolve. Mental note, if you would like to make selenite crystal water, you want to put the selenite next to the water outside of it. Have your water and then send Reiki through the crystal into the water, but don't ever let the crystal touch the water. Just a side note about selenite, okay? But yeah, it's really, really the energy of crystal clarity, and it was so good. So yeah, all right guys, I'm going to do a whole series of videos on all the crystals through what I've experienced in my body and not from something I've read in a book, because I don't really like to operate that way. I'd much rather operate from experience and tell you guys how I feel about the thing based on my experience. So yeah, selenite, good stuff. Definitely get some super clarity, and yeah. All right guys, I'll talk to you all in another YouTube video. Bye!